Well, welcome to the Steve Clifton podcast. I am Steve Clifton. That is me. This is episode 3, October 20th, 2021. It's almost Halloween. It's the best time of the month here. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not like an editor or the best production guy ever. My background is simple. I got like a clock, a picture, whatever. Anyways, this is episode 3. They haven't canceled me yet. I don't know if there's anybody to cancel me, but anyways, look at me bagging on my like 3 listeners. Anyways, you gotta start somewhere. How's y'all's week going? What's going on? Same old here. This week at my house, some of y'all that don't know, I have a 11-year-old daughter, 11 going on 17. She needs to get a job, by the way. Yeah. Why is my phone? No, I don't want to leak my Android phone. Text call. Why is everything gonna be linked? What if just ever happened to just being like one thing? Why is everything gonna like share this to share that to share this to open this to view this to look on here to this? It's like, anyways, angry old man coming out. For some of y'all that don't know, I got a 20-year-old, be 20 years old pretty soon, son that came out of the closet 6-7 years ago. Why do they ever call that coming out of the closet anyways? I don't really get that, I guess. Anyways, he let us know that he was gay about 4 years ago. I've known him a long time. I love him no matter what. No matter what he is, he's my son. In a weird way, it's almost like if he was straight, it would be almost kind of weird now. Like, what? It's not you. So I'm glad he can be what he is. And I'm also glad that he can do it in a society now where it's way more acceptable than whenever I was a little kid in the 80s. So I'm glad he can live his life freely, and I love him no matter what he is. But whenever he told us, we never told my daughter. She was like 5. I didn't want to, it's not that I was ashamed, because I'm not. It's just that I didn't want to explain to like a 5-year-old what all that is. She don't even know the basics, much less try to add all that kind of stuff. So, as we were eating dinner last week, and she was like, "Hey, Dad, you know Sam Smith, the singer?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Did you know he's gay?" And I was like, "Yeah, but what does that got to do with anything? He's a great singer. I mean, She's like, I was just telling you, I didn't know." And I was like, "Well, here's my chance. Do you know who else is gay?" She was like, "Yeah, my brother." I was like, "Well, that was easy." Like, "Okay, well, alrighty then." And she was like, "Oh, I also know that Santa's not real. There's no such thing as the Easter Bunny. Uh, there's no Tooth Fairy." I'm like, "Wow, okay." Get knocking it all out here. While we're at it, Tupac is alive. Uh, you know, JFK, there was 2 shooters. There's somebody on the grassy knoll. I mean, let's just get it all out there. I mean, I guess. But anyways, at least she knows now. She knew. So it's kind of a lift out there. That the reason why is she watched when in 8th grade. She's 6th grade. Here's a guy that doesn't even know what grade his kids are in. Sorry, I got double personalities there. A little bit of Chris Collinsworth / Madden coming out of me. She she already knew, anyways. So at least that's off the plate there. All that's taken care of. So, anyways, what's going on in y'all's lives? That exciting? So, what are you guys watching on TV these days? Everybody wants to know, what are you watching? What are you watching? What are you watching? You remember whenever, I guess the whole water cooler conversation or work conversation about, oh my God, have you seen the episode? It was on Saturday, and you had to wait for an episode and wait for an episode and wait for an episode. That anticipation is gone now because everybody watches all 19 episodes at once. So it's kind of really hard to have conversations with people about shows. You always get that one person's like, you got to try this show, you got to try that show, and you got to try this show, and you should try this show. None of them ever work. I don't think I've ever had a show where someone, sorry about my face there. Zoom in there. Like I said, this is real life, so I'm drinking a drink. Anyways, I think I've ever watched a show where someone said, "Hey, watch this show," and I've liked it, except for Curb Your Enthusiasm, which I know I'm 20 years behind. I had a buddy of mine say, "Hey, have you checked Curb Your Enthusiasm?" I'm like, "No, I've never seen that." So I've been watching that, and I love it. It's great. It's like Seinfeld on steroids. I watched Seinfeld when it was out in the '90s because look at that gray hair. I'm old, and it was okay. I mean, it wasn't like a stop down. I have to watch it for me, but it was like I got it. But Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry David's way better. If you haven't seen it, basically Larry David, the creator of Seinfeld, it's on HBO, so they can go a little more hardcore. It's about basically roughly his life, and the guy can't do anything correctly, no matter what he does. He runs into issues. It surprises me they still trust this guy, but they do. And it reminds me, I can really relate to this show because sometimes in my life, stuff happens a lot, all the time. Anyways, you go to the store to get milk, and of course there's no milk, and then you're gonna run into somebody that's mad at you, and then you're gonna have a flat to, run into. It's a great show. Check it out. If you haven't seen that, you probably won't like it because I'm recommending it. I've also been watching American Crime Story, Impeachment. It's on FX. The same people that did OJ, which was great. I watched it twice. Sarah Paulson is in it, not to be confused with Sarah Palin. Said that to a buddy one time. She's in that. She's an actor. No, I'm horrible with names. Sarah Paulson is in it, and she's great. I grew up in the '90s, so I'm a sucker for anything '90s, and a lot of ums. Sorry, a lot of ums. In the '90s, and I knew about what was going on, but I'm not a news guy. I don't get into politics, so I never really knew like a lot of the details of it. I just knew like the snippet version of it. But it's a really extremely good show. Great casting. A lot of stuff going on there. I didn't know that she was so much in love with him. I thought it was just a one-off thing there, but she was not loving, obsessed with him. Got betrayed by her friend Linda Tripp there. Anyways, check that out. The Impeachment. It's good on there. What else have I been watching? Are y'all watching Squid Game or whatever this obsession is? My daughter and my wife watch it. I mean, I get it, but it's just like, it's not my thing. I will pass on that. But I get why, people like it, I guess. Not really. Don't watch it. Watch it. No, whatever. I just finished Machines That Built America on History Channel because I failed history class in school and never paid attention. Right? I never paid attention to history. I always thought it was boring. It's like, why do I want to know something that happened 300 years ago? Like, well, I don't care. Now that I'm older, I do care. So I love the History Channel. And if you hadn't seen The Machines That Built America or The Foods That Built America, those are great shows. I ran through all those in a weekend. I highly recommend those. So don't watch them. I don't know. I just kind of bored with everything. It's like my Netflix, I turn it on and I spend 20 minutes trying to flip through stuff, and I'm like, eh. And then I'll go to YouTube and I'll spend 20 minutes flipping through that. And I think I've literally watched everything on YouTube. Every ridiculousness videos, vines, car horn pranks. I'm sorry. Everything you can think of on YouTube, I've watched a million times. Stand-up videos, everything I've watched. I'm kind of bored with that, basically. I did see a commercial for a Beatles show that's coming on Disney Plus, where it's breaking down like one of their last albums. For you Beatle fanatics, you can hit me up in the comments and hate on me. I don't know all the albums. I'm sorry. I like the Beatles, but I'm not a hardcore, Beatles guy. But it looks pretty cool. But it's on Disney Plus, and then you got to pay for that. It's like pay for this. Here we go. starting to rant now. Why do I got to pay for everything that used to be free? Everything was free. Now everything has its own channel. You got to pay for that subscription. You lose the internet. I mean, you lose your cable or your satellite, but then you end up paying the same amount on this and this and that, this plus and this plus, and $5 for ESPN Plus to see this show, $10 to see this. It's like everything used to be free. Why do I got to pay for everything? The key is to having people's passwords. I got other people's passwords. Don't hate on me. I'll get them a Christmas present or a card at least that they won't read and throw away. But anyways, I'd like to see that, but I don't know anybody with a Disney Plus login, or I do. And if you do, email me. Steve Clifton. Steve, here's a guy that doesn't even know his own email address. Steve Clifton 7808@gmail.com. If you want to give me your Disney Plus, we can be illegal together and share passwords. Anyways, other than that, I've been watching a lot of football. October is the best time of the year for football, college football. Started off, I'm a Longhorns fan. They're horrible. Anyways, moving along, the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl. Get your Super Bowl tickets ready. Can you dig it? Stefon Diggs, the MVP of the league. Yeah, I said it. Defensive players don't ever get it, so by the end of the year, he's not going to get it. But having said that, Stefon Diggs is the best player in the league right now, especially on defense. 7 interceptions, like 6 games. We should be 6-0. We lost the first game because we don't have a good field goal kicker. So this last game against New England was great. Diggs bailed us out, and then next play, New England scored a touchdown, and we won in overtime. I hope Dak's leg's not hurt. We need him down the stretch. We're going to the Super Bowl. Get your tickets ready. Let's get your Super Bowl. No, Cowboys fans always think we're going to the Super Bowl. That would be awesome. The last time the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl, I was 16 years old. 16. 1996. It's like I never enjoyed in a Cowboy championship as an adult. Everybody, if that happens, if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, everybody's calling them the next day. I'm just saying. Where no one's going to work. What else have I been watching? Been watching a lot of the MLB playoffs. I didn't really watch the season. I'm a Rangers fan, but I can't watch their games because of cable and not wanting to pay the network and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I've been watching a lot of the MLB playoffs. Go Braves. I want to see something different. The Red Sox win it every other year. You know, the Dodgers went last year. They're great. I'd rather see paint dry than watch the Astros dry or Astros win again. Watch paint dry. I mean, come on again. It's like, so go Braves. Let's go Braves. Other than that, I still watch Saturday Night Live. I don't know why. My wife's like, why do you watch that show? I'm like, it's just in my blood. I've watched it since I was 6. So I still watch that. The weekend updates, okay. I don't know. I just love the show. I mean, I love the concept. Most of the time, I fast forward through most of it because it's horrible. But I still watch it. Anyway, so now it's time for the Get Off My Lawn segment. Get Off My Lawn, where we talk about me being old and all of us olds being old and how it was better in my day. I didn't walk to school uphill both ways, but I did walk to school far and got rocks thrown at me. I got punched in the face once in middle school. Before the internet, where I could go on there and call them out, I got punched in the face. Anyways, I don't know. I just think music was better back in our day, man. 70s, 80s, 90s. Music today all sounds the same to me. Like I said, I got an 11-year-old daughter. She's going on 12, and I spend time with her and listen to some of the music, and it's just like, it's all the same. All the same. Olivia Rodriguez, whoever that is, singing a whole bunch of songs about breaking up with a guy, you know. That's the same thing that Taylor Swift did. I mean, like, okay. You know. If you think about it, Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks did that too as well in the 70s. But the difference between them and her is, you've seen this meme. I'm not taking credit for this. She broke up with the guy and still made him play guitar right next to her and sing. I just don't know. It just seems like music was it's just so better. I don't know. In our day, it seems like music was better. It's just every song sounds the exact same. There's no bands anymore. Where'd the bands go? Where did all the bands go? 70s great band, 80s, 80s. Yeah, the 80s. It was great artists, all the great bands. The 90s was a lot of great alternative rock bands. I consider name 1,000 of them. Early 2000s, it's just like, where did all the rock bands go? I mean, I know it's the boy band era or what's going on. Where did all the rock bands go? There's no rock bands anymore. Hardly any. I'm sure y'all are going to disagree with me. If you do, hit me up in the comments below. But what rock bands are out there, more, it's just even country music. I love country. Now that might not be popular, but I love country music. It's just not that it's not any good anymore. I like Chris Stapleton. That ain't no secret. There's like 4 Lukes. Luke Combs, Luke Bryant, Luke whatever, Luke Tractor, Luke this, Luke this. I mean, Luke Combs is okay. It's just like, I ain't no Garth, man. I don't know. It's not as good as it used to be. I think it's so saturated too because like my daughter, she never listens to like a complete song, but she don't have to. She has the luxury to like listen to whatever, look up on YouTube whatever song she wants at any time, or Spotify or Alexa thing. If I say it too loud, she's gonna know. So I want to say it. You can ask her any music. It's just like it's too easy for them. They didn't have to go through the struggle of us listening to the radio, putting a tape deck in, waiting for your song to come on. Oh man, it's not the full version. Why's the guy talking over it on the commercial? Trying to make you a mixtape for your girlfriend in 7th grade with all y'all songs. And then your brother tapes over it. Still hurt by that. Nah. But anyways, they just don't have to work for it as much, so it doesn't seem like it's as much appreciated as it was, I guess, back when we were doing. I don't know. So it's just too easy. It's right at their fingertips. So it's like, oh, next song, next song, next song. I'm like, no. Here's a little hack for you. Next time, there's a little restaurant here in town. We went to a couple of days ago. It's a hole in the wall restaurant, and they have a jukebox. Oh, love jukeboxes, and not one of those new high tech jukeboxes with all the MP3 players. Like still played CDs. And I went there for $1. You could play 4 songs. I played the 4 longest songs possible. Metallica 1, Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, maybe like a Stevie Ray Vaughan song that was like 9 minutes. 4 songs that were long. People behind me were like already done that, put money in the jukebox waiting for their song. They're all still eating like, where's my song? No, jukebox bully here. Anyways, it's time for the Live at 5 segment. Live at 5 segment where we celebrate 5 things that's wonderful about being alive. Basically, it's a top 5 list with a fancy name, okay? I made up my own name. Sticking with this tape theme here. For y'all that don't know what a cassette tape is, Google cassette tapes. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm old enough to where I listened to 8 tracks or records. When I was a kid, there was tapes, cassette tapes. Y'all know all the hacks, my 80s kids. Pencil in there to rewind it. I had so many tapes that I knew exactly what songs I liked, where I could flip it over the other side. And I knew where I listened to the song, to rewind it. I love tapes. So I'm going to give you my top 5 cassette tapes that I owned. Okay, you might not agree with me. Hit me up in the comment section or email me your top 5 cassette tapes that you own. Steve Clifton, 7808@gmail.com. Or hit me up in the comments here. Top 5 cassette tapes that I own. Number 5. Could have put this higher, but and you can't leave it off the list. Thriller, Michael Jackson. Got to have it on there. Great. Beat It. I mean, come on, classic. Billie Jean. Pretty Young Thing. Got to be starting something. Oh, you got to be starting. Dude, just a great. I mean, everybody loved Michael then. I still love Michael now. That's for a totally different podcast. Anyways, Michael Jackson, just just a great musician. Regardless of how you feel about the other stuff, just a great musician, especially in the 80s. When he got on his own. Thriller, just one of the best albums. I think it might be one of the most sold albums of all time, but the cassette tape was great. Of course, I didn't buy it because I was poor. I got it in a hand-me-down. Anyways, number 4, also in the same hand-me-down bucket that I got from a cousin or something. Garth Brooks, the original first Garth Brooks CD, his first one. Just great songs on there. If Tomorrow Never Comes. I'm much too young to feel this demo. Just a great song. Of course, The Dance is on there. One of his best songs ever. If you want to cry. Garth Brooks, The Dance, yeah. Number 3, I'm going to go Master of Puppets, Metallica. Yes, Metallica's been around that long. Of course, it had Master of Puppets on there. Battery. This is before the Black Album. This is still when they were still a little bit more heavier and a lot of headbanging to it. I remember some guys in high school still having this cassette tape, and we used to headbang into it in the back of the bus. Because I was a band nerd, we were going to band. Just Metallica's great. So number 2, and I almost put this number 1, and everybody is probably waiting for this one. That's got to be Beastie Boys' License to Ill. Come on, how's it not on there? Paul Revere, Brass Monkey, that funky monkey, you know. You got to Fight for Your Right to Party, which is the probably most popular one on there. But to me, the Brass Monkey, the other ones are better. Beastie Boys are great. They went on to do way more better stuff probably, but they were great in the 80s. And number 1 on the top 5, Alive at 5 best cassette tapes about being alive in the 80s. It's got to be, and for me personally, the one I own, I think it might have been like the one that I wore out the most. It might have been like the only one that I actually bought, saved some money for and bought it. And that's going to be MC Hammer. Hammer, don't hurt him. Of course, Here Comes the Hammer. I'm not going to get up and dance. Don't worry. Have you seen her? Tell me. Excuse me. Have you seen her? It's on there. I can't say. And of course, you can't stop this. Doom, doo, 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 doom, doo, doo, doo. Can't stop this. I mean, Too Legit to Quit was the next CD. It's tape after that, but by then I had CDs. So Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em's got to go on this list. So, anyways, that's the podcast for this week. I don't really have an outro. Outro, is that even a word? I don't even think that's a word. But you guys have a good week. I'll be back next week if I don't get discouraged and just pull the plug on this whole thing. But I'm not, but I might, but I won't. Anyways, y'all have a good week. Thanks for listening to me ramble about random stuff that I want to talk about. Like I said, this is almost like therapy to me. And it's free. So y'all have a good week. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks for listening. And don't do anything stupid. And if you do, make it memorable. I'm out. Hey, y'all.